Hello everyone, Alasdair Gold here of football.london, out here in actually Vitoria at the moment. I am heading to Bilbao in a very short amount of time, but just wanted to catch up quickly to look ahead to tonight's game. Obviously, it's absolutely huge. It doesn't really need any more talking up than it currently has been. Just a huge occasion. Two teams coming into it in very different ways. I think kind of feels like Man United are seeing it as just another final. For Spurs, it's a chance to change the narrative, isn't it? It's a chance to absolutely turn around this season from a pretty awful one in terms of the Premier League into something spectacular, something historic, something that we'll all remember for years and years to come in a good way. So as for tonight's team, we're waiting to see, but obviously watching training last night, trying to get a sense of how the players were looking out there as well, who's back, who's not back. Obviously we know Lucas Bergwall is not back. I've watched him sadly sitting there on a football with another football in his hands, just watching the session. Have a little look on the football.london website, by the way. I did a big behind the scenes piece on the training session, the press conference, everything that happened yesterday. Plenty of little bits and pieces that maybe weren't aware of that happened, including Postecoglou's very passionate speech to the players, which drew applause towards the end of the training session before he told them to go out there and just enjoy themselves. But as for the team itself, you would imagine it's the players that were left out of the game at Villa, and then obviously probably you're looking at Son or Sarr as the 11th player. You'd think Richarlison starts. To be honest, he looked very sharp in training yesterday. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, whether he's getting all his good shots out of the way before the game or not, but he was putting pretty much everything into top corner, bottom corner. They were flying into the net. So he looked good. He looked sharp in the final session. So I do wonder whether Postecoglou goes for a 4-4-2 that becomes a 4-2-3-1 with Solanke off of Richarlison and kind of fitting into like a bit of a number 10 role. We've seen him come deep to link up play. He can do that, definitely. He can kind of almost play, I hasten to use the name, but Harry Kane type role, obviously in a slightly different way. But he can do that. Or the other alternative is you play Richarlison on the left and you play Son behind Solanke. That's another one. If you were to go for the 4-3-3 that we've seen for much of this season, it's probably going to be Sarr in midfield with Bentancur and Bissouma, which it's not the most exciting industrious midfield. It is an industrious midfield. It's not the most exciting one. Sarr has certainly played well against United in games this season and last actually, but the issue there is there's no creative attacking midfielder alongside him. There's no Maddison, there's no Bergwall, there's no Kulusevski. Spurs are going to have to do it without those players. It's a huge ask of them, but hopefully they can do it. It's going to be a big night in the San Mamés Stadium. It's a brilliant stadium. The Spurs fans I know are out in force in Bilbao yesterday. I'm about to head there and I'm sure they'll be out in force again there. And hopefully, I think they only get about 15,000 seats each, the two sets of fans. Hopefully the Tottenham fans will be the noisier ones. They need to kind of turn that stadium into almost their own home for the night. United obviously have played there before in the semi-finals, so they've got that experience. But Tottenham, like I say, it's a chance to write history. It's a chance to change the narrative, to make all the talk around Tottenham something completely different to what it has been. We're all tired, I'm sure, of waiting for that trophy. Even Mickey Van Ven said it in the build-up to the game. You know, when he joined Tottenham, people told him that he would then go trophyless throughout his career. It wasn't the place to go if you want to win trophies. So they need to do that. They need to change that narrative. It needs to become something else. It needs to be a club that in the modern era does win trophies. And then there's a springboard effect, a snowball effect that goes from winning this trophy. You can go on then, as Sonny said yesterday, to compete for others, to challenge for others, to add more to that. The first step is always the hardest, as he said. And yeah, that's what it's all about tonight. Huge game, and hopefully Tottenham do the business in Bilbao. And yeah, we'll have plenty on football.london throughout the game, for the game, after the game, reaction to what happens in the days ahead. We don't know what the future holds for a lot of stuff at Tottenham Hotspur, but hopefully it all begins tonight in a very positive way. Yeah, catch you later. Enjoy the game.